Starts with the shortstop Carter Kelly, Eli Kakaris, the third baseman, batting second. Landon Harrison, center field, batting third. The pitcher Nolan Oglesby batting fourth, followed by the left fielder Jack Kersher. Jacob Ballou batting sixth and playing second. Holden Koss in right field batting seventh. Cole Brancati, the first baseman, batting eighth. And Drew Verano, the catcher, will bat ninth. And on the mound for the Georgia team from Columbus Northern Little League, number 11, Braxton Wilkinson. Favorite player, Cody Bellinger, along with Corey Seager. His favorite teams, the Lakers and the Dodgers. He's 5'5", 116, 12 years old, and a sixth grader out of Aaron Cone Middle School. So the Columbus Northern Little League All-Stars out of Midland, Georgia, wearing the Atlanta Braves colors here, the navy blue and the red. And South Carolina representing Taylor's South Carolina out of the Northwood Little League. And here we go. Carter Kelly, the shortstop, will lead things off for South Carolina. First pitch from Wilkinson is outside. It's 1-0. Joseph Clark, our home plate umpire. Brian Diamond at first. Scott Wacker at second. High throw, one out. Nicely done by the shortstop Carino. Ray Campbell, our third base umpire. We are underway with baseball here, our third game of the day. Kelly retired. Brings up the third baseman, Eli Kakaris. 4'11", 88 pounds, 12 years old. Just had a birthday a couple of weeks ago, back on July 25th. Out of Buena Vista Elementary. Dad George, Mom Renee, siblings Dean, Julia, and James all pulling for him here this week in Warner Robins. Hit down the line, but foul. Counts 0-2. Call him Big E. Kakaris actually is a great swimmer. He's qualified for the state meet in swimming the last 3 years. Therefore, one of his favorite athletes is Michael Phelps. Favorite player, Bryce Harper. 0-2 pitch, struck him out. Wilkinson had him lunging at that pitch, and there's two down in the inning. Looked like he threw him a bender. Here's Landon Harris, the center fielder. And you'll see varying degrees of a pitcher's pitching repertoire. Some will have the breaking ball. Generally speaking, most coaches want their guys to rely on the fastball. Sometimes a changeup, but every once in a while you'll come across a player with a big curveball. And what an effective pitch that can be with them when they pair it up with a dominating fastball. Here's Landon Harris. Chopper on the infield, back to Wilkinson. 3 up, 3 down for Georgia defensively. South Carolina scoreless. Top of the first, Georgia batting when we get back. Skies continue to clear here in Warner Robins as the team from Taylor, South Carolina takes the field to the tunes of Darius Rucker. They were scoreless top half of the first. Now Midland, Georgia, Columbus, Georgia, Northern Little League batting here. Cam Carino, the shortstop, leading things off. Jacob Velaz, the second baseman, batting second, followed by Hudson Clark, the first baseman. Gabriel Galarza, the right field, bats fourth. Braxton Wilkinson, the pitcher, batting fifth, followed by Donovan Colvin in left field, batting sixth. Nicholas Hatchell batting seventh, playing third. Levi Thompson, the catcher, batting eighth. And Colin Snyder, the center fielder, is batting ninth. And Nolan Oglesby on the mound. For South Carolina, they call him No-No. 5'5", 160, 12 years old. He just had a birthday a couple of weeks ago on July 27th. Rising seventh grader at Greenville Middle. Favorite player, Ronald Acuna Jr. His favorite teams, Florida State and the Braves. So now South Carolina in the field defensively as Georgia comes to bat for the first time. Northern Little League out of Columbus, Georgia, Midland, Georgia. It's all the same area. 2006 World Championship. And that's a base hit by Carino to get things started. What a great way to start. Solid single to left by Cam Carino. That'll get Jacob Velaz to the plate. Second baseman, 5'10", 110 pounds. He's 11 years old out of Midland Academy. Bats with Carino aboard and nobody out. So 2 balls and no strikes to Velaz. Oglesby in a little bit of early trouble here. Giving up the leadoff single, falling behind 2-0 to Velaz. And did that hit the bat? I think it did. It hit the knob of the bat. Velaz says, man, it hit my hand. And home plate umpire Joseph Clark says it hit the knob of the bat. It sounded like the knob of the bat. And that's what they're going to stick with. So 2 balls and a strike. Velaz still shaking his head about that one. Swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. So listen, this is what I heard. That definitely sounded like the knob of the bat to me. If that was his hand, he would have a much different reaction because that would have hurt. A 2-2 pitch. Outside, 3-2. So a leadoff single by Cam Carino. Another one of the great names in this tournament. 3-2 pitch outside. First 2 aboard for Georgia. Been working all day and just now tuning in. Earlier today, Greenville, North Carolina defeated Shenandoah Junction, West Virginia by a score of 4-3. Then Palm City, Florida, a 7-3 winner in our last game over Newport News, Virginia. So those 4 teams have already played today and slotted for their Saturday spots. We'll have 4 more games tomorrow, same schedule, 10-1, 4 and 7 Eastern, the scheduled start times. Then after that, it's the end of the 4 games per day schedule, down to 2 games a day. And a solid single to right by Clark. Carino waved around third. Here comes the throw to the plate, and he is gonna be safe. No signal from the home plate umpire. Cam Carino gets up underneath the tag, and it's 1-0 Georgia. I was waiting for the signal from the home plate umpire, Joseph Clark, and never got it. Great strong throw by the right fielder Koss, right on the money. Oh, the ball got through the catcher. That's what I didn't see. I couldn't see that the catcher never had the ball. It was underneath him. That's why the home plate umpire never signaled safe, because the catcher never had the ball. So Carino scores 1-0, second and third for Georgia. Back up the middle, base hit. Velaz is going to score, and it's 2-0. And a single by Galarza. And this Georgia team has come out pumped up and ready to swing the bats. Right back up the middle, and they've been going first pitch right under the glove of the pitcher Oglesby. And a 2-0 lead for Georgia, and nobody out, runners at the corners. And manager Chris Ballou makes his way out of the dugout. So 3 singles and a walk have resulted in Georgia scoring 2 runs out of their first 4 batters. And now Wilkinson, the pitcher, is at the plate. But the Georgia team really has the bats going. All 3 singles, 2 of them came on the first pitch. The second, or the middle of the 3, was on the second pitch. So they've been very aggressive at the plate against Oglesby. Putting a lot of pressure on this South Carolina team right off the bat with this offensive outburst in the bottom of the first. Brandon Wilkinson, the pitcher, stands in there. He swings at the first pitch and misses. But Carino started the game, first pitch single. Veloz walked. Hudson had a second pitch single, scored Carino, and then a first pitch single by Galarza, scored Veloz. Fouled right back our way, and the count is 0-2. This Georgia team, state champions, dethroning 7-time defending champ Peachtree City. They lost to Peachtree City 10-0 run rule loss in 4 innings, then came back and won 6 games in 5 days to win the Georgia State Championship, knocking off Bartow County in the final 6-1. Ended up outscoring their opponents in that tournament 49-28. Here's the 1-2 pitch. In the air, deep center field, back to the fence, gonna roll up against the fence. Clark scores. Here comes Galarza. He scores without a throw. Stand-up triple for Brandon Wilkinson, and it is a 4-0 lead for Georgia. Still nobody out. Wow, Wilkinson to dead away center field. Bounced once and then rolled to the track and to the fence, clearing the bases. Here's Colvin. And he seems to be okay after being hit in the noggin. So he's aboard. 6 batters, all have reached. 4 have scored. Rough start for South Carolina, and we're going to have a pitching change. Looks like they're going to bring in the center fielder Harris to pitch here. Georgia jumps to a 4-0 lead. They have yet to be retired. Pitching change, South Carolina. So Landon Harris comes in from center field to try to quell this Georgia rally. 4-run bottom of the first for Georgia, and they still have not been retired. They have runners at the corners as Harris comes into the game. All 6 men have reached to start the game. A disastrous start to this game for South Carolina. Good news for South Carolina is a long way to go. Plenty of time to try to rebound. And the number 7 hitter, Nicholas Hatchell, the third baseman, stands in with runners at the corners. Runner goes, throw down to second, safe, goes into center field, another run in. Wilkinson scores easily, and it's 5-0 Georgia. It's likely an error on the catchers. So the throw gets all the way through. The slide there by Colvin perhaps distracted Kelly a little bit, the shortstop. Kind of cut him off from being able to reach the ball. That allowed it to go into center field. Either way, it appeared that Wilkinson was going to score from third. So strike called to Hatchell, and it's 2-2. So number 99, Nicholas Hatchell at the plate, the number 7 hitter for Georgia. Still nobody out here in the first. Three balls and 2 strikes. There's the first out as Harris is able to get Hatchell swinging. Here's the catcher, Levi Thompson, the number 8 hitter. Colvin still down at second, now 1 out. Harris, a very quick worker. Here's a strike. 1-1. Levi Thompson, 5'1", 105, 12-year-old out of Aaron Cone Middle. Chased it out of the strike zone, and it's 1-2. His dad, Will, is the manager on this team. 1-2 pitch, chased again. And Harris has come in and struck out 2 in a row. And down to the bottom of the order, and the number 9 hitter for Georgia, Colin Snyder. So Snyder, the center fielder, stands in with Colvin still down at second. There's ball 1 to Snyder. 4'10", 76 pounds, 12 years old, 6th grader, and Pacelli Catholic. Missed high, 2-0. There's the 2-0 pitch. That missed high, 2-1. And Colin, CJ as they like to call him, he's a man with a plan. His dream job is to play in Major League Baseball and then manage. So he's already thinking ahead past his playing days. So when I'm done playing, then I'm going to be a manager, player manager, like a Don Mattingly, something of that nature. There's a strike on the edge. But first things first, he has to graduate middle school. Swing and a miss. 3 straight strikeouts by Landon Harris, but Georgia came out smoking. 5 runs in the first. South Carolina with work to do as we head to the second. And it's turned out to be a beautiful day here in Warner Robins. It's been good all along, but was overcast early, keeping the temperatures down. Now the sun is shining bright here. We got patchy blue and fluffy clouds overhead as we head to the top of the second. South Carolina, as I mentioned, going to break. A lot of work to do, down 5 runs here and sending just their 4th man to the plate. And it's going to be Nolan Oglesby, who was the starting pitcher and is no longer pitching because of the trouble that he ran into there in that first inning. So Oglesby grabs the bat, will lead off the second. He'll try to get his team back in this game. Said the thing that he's looking forward to most playing in the Southeast Regional is hitting ding-dongs. They could use one right now. Fouled that pitch off, but a simple base hit or walk would help too. Get things started. No balls, 2 strikes to Oglesby. Chased it. Strikeout number 2 for Wilkinson.
Next up for South Carolina, left fielder, number 11.
Yep, a little bit elevated. So often, hey, look, you know, it doesn't really matter what level you're playing. You get that fastball elevated up there around the letters. It is so tantalizing. So difficult for a hitter to lay off that. Here's Jack Kersher, the left fielder, number 5 hitter for South Carolina. Kersher, 5'4", 110 pounds. He's 12 years old out of Beck Academy. Wilkinson pitching with a lot of confidence right now. 5-run lead will help you do that. Jack Kersher, they call him Jackpot. 0-2. Swung at the pitch in the dirt. They'll pick it up, throw to first, out number 2. 3 strikeouts now for Wilkinson. Jacob Ballou steps to the plate. Or JB, as he's known by his teammates. 5'1", 85 pounds, 11 years old. Attends Mitchell Road Christian. His favorite players, Michael Jordan and Ken Griffey Jr. Always find that fascinating when a player of his age, his favorite players are players that were retired long before he ever was born. Tapper down the third baseline, but foul. Scoops down and gets some dirt. So old school here. Just like his heroes. Doesn't wear batting gloves. He just scoops up the dirt. Slaps that one foul. Jacob Ballou. No gloves, no batting gloves. Keeps a lucky penny in his back pocket. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Ballou. Oh, very funny. The catcher jumps up out of his crouch, and Thompson signals to the first base umpire to see if he went. Line drive right to the second baseman. Velaz is there, right on the money. 3 up, 3 down. South Carolina top of the second. Georgia 5-0 lead in batting when we get back. Want to play Little League? It's easy. Visit playlittleleague.org and enter your address to find a Little League program near you. I logged on, but they told me I'd aged out. I sure would like to play Little League again. How much fun. And if you're not playing Little League, you can just slide right down the hill on the cardboard box. They keep that thing going. They got the slalom going over here in right field. Style points. He was able to stay on cardboard even when his buddy took a swing at him. So Georgia has batted around, so the leadoff man, Cam Carino, starts this second inning. Socked a solid single to left on the very first pitch they faced back in the first to get their 5-run rally started. And if you didn't know by seeing his first at-bat, Coach Thompson says this kid's our spark plug. Flies out to shallow right field as the second baseman, Ballou, goes back to get it for out number 1. So let's see, we got defensive changes for South Carolina. Kakaris has gone from right field to third base. Oglesby has gone from third base to catcher. And Rao has come into the game. Josiah Rao has come into the game at third base and will be batting ninth. I hope you took notes. We'll have a pop quiz at the end of the inning. Here's the 0-1. Don't worry, I would fail that pop quiz, and I just read you, I just gave you the notes. It is a real challenge. It's a fun challenge, but it's a real challenge with the Little League substitution rules to keep up with these players. That's why they have to cross-train and be able to play just about every position on the field. Because with a 13-man roster, you have limited bench, and the fact that everybody's got to play, and then if you take a player out and put them back in, they got to go back in the same spot in which they originally started the game. For instance, a great example of what I'm talking about here is the starting pitcher for South Carolina an inning ago is now the starting catcher in the second. There you take a look at the rules, and that's the condensed version. We got the PDF that's many pages long on all the different rules, and here's a look at it. 13 to 14 players. Everybody must bat once. If you have a team of 12 or fewer players, and none of the teams here have that, then it gets a little bit more complicated. They have to play 6 defensive outs. Therefore, the importance of each team having a 13-man roster. Otherwise, it would really get crazy with the substitutions because you'd have to make sure that a player played 6 consecutive defensive outs in addition to getting an at-bat. As it is right now with the 13-man roster, they only have to get that 1 plate appearance in order to meet the minimum mandatory playing rule for every player. 3-2. Now, they have modified that a little bit, and I talked about that in previous games, but if you weren't there for that, when a kid bats, if he comes in and pinch hits, unlike in the past, if he got on first base, then you could pinch run for him. The player who pinch hit came into the game as a substitute pinch hitter. If he gets to first base, he's got to complete that, or either get thrown out, score, or the inning end with him on the bases. Veloz goes down swinging. This Landon Harris kid they had in center field has struck out 4 of the 5 batters that he's faced. He has been lights out. No, that was not the plan to have him pitching this early in the game, but he's done a heck of a job. And he's one of those guys that I was talking about earlier. When you got a power pitcher like Landon Harrison, then you got a kid that can also snap off that breaking ball, you can really be a dominant force pretty much anywhere, but especially at this level where the breaking ball is still such a challenge. It was always a challenge for me, but it's still such a challenge for the batters of this age. They just haven't seen it that much. haven't become accustomed to picking up the rotation of the ball and recognizing the curveball out of the pitcher's hands. You can see the effectiveness here of Landon Harris with 4 Ks out of 5 batters since coming out of center field to pitch. But no doubt, had Chris Ballou, the manager, been able to script it, he would not have Harris in the game at this point. Now the catcher, they want to make sure they're squared away on the count. It's 3 balls and a strike. Nolan Oglesby stopping play. And now that's ball 4. Hudson Clark aboard. That's the first base runner that Landon Harris has surrendered. Here's Gabe Galarza. Had the big RBI single back in that first inning. Strike 1 to Galarza. His favorite players, Michael Jordan and Javier Baez, just recently traded to the Mets. Favorite team, the Yankees. Ball 1, 1-2. Winner of this game will play tomorrow night, Saturday night at 7 o'clock against the winner of the next game, which is Tennessee versus Alabama. Back up the middle, going to get into center field for a base hit. Clark will stop at second. Another base hit for this Georgia team. They keep on rolling, first and second here, 2 outs. Really impressed with this Georgia team. Out of the 6 teams that we have seen so far here today, they have been the most consistent and prolific offensive team. We've seen some teams hit with maybe a little bit more power, but not with this consistency. Basically, as coaches like to say a lot of times, they're handing the bat to the next guy. They just keep the inning going. I get a base hit, you get a base hit, he gets a base hit, we just keep on playing. Here's Brandon Wilkinson, pitcher, tripled, RBI triple back in that first. Knocked in 2 runs actually on that one play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Chase that one. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Called strike 3. 5 strikeouts for Landon Harris. Georgia strands 2 here in the second. We'll head to the third. Harris is pitching well, but his team needs some offense. They'll get their chance when we get back. Day 1 of the Southeast Baseball Regional continues on here in Warner Robins, Georgia. Midland, Georgia, that's the Columbus Northern Little League, leading Taylor, South Carolina, and the Northwood Little League by a score of 5-0 here as South Carolina gets ready to bat in the top of the third. Landon Harris, who came on to pitch after 5 runs had scored there in that first inning, came on from center field to pitch, has pitched very well for South Carolina. He has kept them in this game to this point. Now do they have the bats to get back in this game? Holden Koss, the right fielder, the number 7 hitter, bats and takes ball 1. Right to the third baseman. Easy play for Hatchell, out number 1. And that's when you start wondering, is it your day? Last 2 batters, Ballou and then Koss, have hit the ball on the button, but right at an infielder. Brancati. And Brancati hits the ball to center field, and that'll be a base hit. And that'll be the first base hit of the day for South Carolina. Cole Brancati.
Next batter for South Carolina, number 2, Rao.
So Josiah Rao batting here in the 9 spot. He was a sub in. Batting in Drew Verano's original spot. And our official stats keeper, Mark Fredrickson, was in a very deep and detailed discussion during the break, because Verano's going to have to get an at-bat, so trying to figure out where he's going to get subbed back in. Deep in the hole, nice spin and throw by Velaz to gun down the lead runner, Brancati. That's a professional play right there by Jacob Velaz. Look at this. Deep in the hole, spin and throw, plant to cut down the lead runner. He had the first base runner right in front of him, but he had the wherewithal to think, I can still get the lead runner here, and he did. Big time play by Jacob Velaz. Very impressed so far with what we've seen from this Georgia team. Kelly pounds that one into the dirt right in front of the plate. Foul ball. Kelly grounded out short his first time up. And Wilkinson was able to get the first 2 outs on 5 pitches. It's a good way to stay in the game a long time. Ball hit to left field and going to be caught out there by Colvin. And an easy inning for Georgia defensively, although South Carolina finally picked up their first hit.
Whatever happens, guys, again, it's going to be a great day. Very proud of you guys. All right, let's have some great fun today. Huh?
And we are 13 days away from that happening. And what we're playing for here in Warner Robins is not 1 but 2 spots in the Little League World Series in Williamsport. The 2 teams that reach the finals on Wednesday will punch their tickets. There'll be 8 teams in the Hank Aaron bracket. There'll be 8 teams in the Tom Seaver bracket. Because of COVID, there is no international field. So 16 U.S. teams competing for the Little League World Series Championship in Williamsport starting on August 19th on ESPN. Looking forward to that. This Georgia Northern Little League won the championship back in 2006. Also got to Williamsport in 2010. So this is a program with a lot of history and a lot of tradition. In fact, one member of that 2006 World Championship team is still playing pro ball. Josh Lester is in the Detroit Tigers organization playing for the Erie Seawolves. This is the 6th Southeast Regional berth for Columbus Northern Little League, but their first since 2014. They reached the semifinals that year. There's a strike as Colvin had started running down to first base like no doubt many of his big league idols do. And the home plate umpire, Joseph Clark, like no doubt his umpiring idols, called him back. And now Colvin does indeed draw the walk, and he's at first base. So 65, Braden Grigsby going to pinch hit here for Nicholas Hatchell. So Grigsby getting in the game here as the pinch hitter. Another young man out of Aaron Cone Middle School, 5'4", 107 pounds, 12 years old. And that's going to be ball one. You can see the catcher. He's got a lot of character, Nolan Oglesby. He's been very active in his conversations with the home plate umpire. He was immediately out of his crouch and trying to convince the home plate umpire, Joseph Clark, that that ball had been foul tipped. Didn't win that argument, but A for effort. 2 balls, no strikes to Grigsby. Grigsby, among his interesting facts, has run a mile in 5 minutes and 43 seconds. Not bad. Puts down a bunt, and he's safe. Kakaris couldn't get the handle on that thing. First and second for Georgia. So the catcher, Oglesby, caused a powwow with his infield and the pitcher to talk a little strategy here to make sure everybody knows where the ball needs to go if it's put in play. The defensive changes for South Carolina, by the way, in this inning, and this is every inning they've made a defensive change. Carter Kelly goes from short to left, and Jack Kersher goes from left to short. And here's big Otis Stevens. And Otis, did he go? He did not, as they appeal down to the first base umpire, Brian Diamond. So Otis stands in there. He's already 5'7". Takes a strike at the knees. Favorite players, LeBron James and Vlad Guerrero Jr. Batting here first and second, and nobody out. Seems like the entire day. Runners going, safe at third. Colvin takes third, and then Grigsby, as the ball popped away, takes second. So now 2 runners in scoring position for Stevens. This Georgia team just continues to apply the pressure. They have not let South Carolina catch their breath. So 2 balls and a strike to Stevens. Colvin at third and Grigsby down at second now. So the count now 3-1 to Stevens. He looks down to his manager, Will Thompson. Does he have the swing sign here on 3-1? He does. Popped it up. Now, I don't think it's coming to play here just yet, but as the day continues to grow shorter, that shadow that's creeping across the overhang is going to fall right in the pitching path. Line drive, right field, base hit. Colvin scores. Here comes Grigsby. He's going to score without a throw, and it is 7-0 Georgia. 2-run single for Otis Stevens. Wow, impressive display of offense by this Georgia team today. So number 5, Harrison Cerna pinch hitting. Cerna batting in the 9 spot here for Colin Snyder. And now that you've gotten to a 7-0 lead here in the 3rd inning, you really start seriously taking into consideration the possibility of run rule. A 10-run lead after 4 innings. In South Carolina's case, their next at-bat. Here's the 10-run rule. One team has a lead of 15 runs or more after the 3rd. That's not going to apply here in all likelihood, but one team has a lead of 10 runs or more after the 4th. And the home team, if behind, must, of course, get their share of at-bats. Cerna goes down swinging. That's 6 strikeouts now for Landon Harris. Cam Carino batting for the 3rd time, and we're still in the 3rd. And there is ball 1 to Carino. Carino single scored in the 1st, popped up to shallow right in the 2nd. Here's a strike to Carino. I'm just so impressed by the plate awareness of these kids like Carino. You just see him at the plate, and you know the guy's got a plan. That's a strike inside, 1-2. I can remember when I was that age and I got to the plate, I was just praying. 1-2 pitch. Popped him up. Let's see if it stays in play. Oglesby chases back and runs out of room. Yep, I was just praying that I didn't do anything to embarrass myself. These kids get up there, man. They know what they're doing. They got a plan. They know what they're looking for. Very impressive. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Harris has been a strikeout machine. There's 2 down now. That's 7 strikeouts for Harris. Here's Jacob Velaz. He's another one of those kids that's really impressed me here so far today. Velaz. Been great on the bases, been great in the field. And he socks that to left field, and it's going to be caught. Sliding catch by Karras out there in left field to rob Velaz of a base hit and possibly keep Georgia from scoring more. Little League World Series, Little League Big Dreams. These are the original two-sport athletes. Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady. Those guys have played in some big games, haven't they? Doug Flutie. John Elway, who was actually a big-time baseball star too, and threatened to play baseball instead of football when he was drafted by the Colts. Team Alabama in the house. They've got the last game against Tennessee coming up at 7 o'clock Eastern or thereabouts. So Drew Thompson batting for South Carolina to start off this inning. And by the way, need to correct myself, that was Carter Kelly who made that great sliding catch in left field to end the previous half inning. Want to give proper recognition. That was a great catch. I just got twisted up with all the substitutions, but it was a super catch. Whoever made it, it was Carter Kelly. Great job, Carter. Up the middle and by the shortstop Carino into center field for a base hit. So Drew Thompson, second hit of the day. There's that. I've got two. I believe 2 hits for them. 2 hits for South Carolina. Landon Harris. 1 ball, no strikes to Harris. And what a job he's done since coming on to pitch. He struck out 7. It just came after Georgia had scored 5 runs. To the shortstop, Carino. They'll get the middle out, and that's it. Get the sure out at second, cut down the lead runner, 1 down in the inning.
Now coming to play for South Carolina, catcher, number 3, Nolan Oglesby.
Here's Nolan Oglesby, the catcher. It's a called strike to Oglesby. Fastball strike, throw down to first, and they nearly had Harris leaning. He went jumping off that first base bag, then had to slam on the brakes and had his feet skid out from underneath and nearly didn't get back to the bag in time. Watch this, whoop. No balls, 2 strikes to Oglesby. Weak swing at it, strikeout number 3. They've got Harris off the bag. They throw down to second and chasing back to first that way. 2 down. 4 strikeouts for Wilkinson.
Now stepping to the plate for South Carolina, number 11, Jack Kershaw.
Here's Jack Kershaw. He struck out swinging his first time up. Swing and a miss. It goes to the backstop, and Landon Harris runs down to second. And Wilkinson has thrown only 37 pitches in 3 2/3 innings. There's a strike. They've got the runner, and they don't recognize it. The ball went back to the pitcher. And Harris steals third base. Thompson threw the ball back to the pitcher, and Harris heads up, went from second to third. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Doesn't matter. Wilkinson strands him at third with his second consecutive strikeout. 7-0 Georgia. They're batting when we get back. In the first and a walk in the second. Missed inside, 1-1 to Hudson Clark. Huddy, as they like to call him, goes to Creekside School. 5'2", 115. He's 12 years old. Got a piece of that to foul it off. Favorite player, Freddie Freeman. Favorite teams, the Bulldogs and the Braves. But get this. This one's going to blow your mind. His favorite band, the Bee Gees. How did that happen? Nothing wrong with the Bee Gees. I'm just talking about from an age standpoint. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Hudson Clark. Shadows starting to creep out there onto the field a little bit. Play long enough might get a little bit difficult for the batters as that pitch is fouled back as that ball transitioned from light to darkness and it crosses into the path of the shadow. I don't think it's that big of a deal just yet. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Georgia leading 7-0. That ball is hit to right field. Another base hit for Georgia. They are a proverbial hitting machine. And what's impressive about this lineup is they're all getting hits. They just keep the next guy keeps getting on base. Here's Galarza, RBI single. He's 2 for 2 in the game. Couple of singles for him. Drove in a run back in that first. That's ball 1 to Galarza. Seven runs, 7 hits for Georgia in this one. There's a strike to Galarza, goes 2-1. Dream job to be an architectural engineer. In there for a strike, 2-2. A little bit different from some of the other kids. You know, most of them want to be Major League Baseball players. That's what I wanted to be. I wasn't thinking so lofty as being an architectural engineer at that age. So Gabe's thinking ahead. Got hit by the pitch. He's at first and second. And here is Brandon Wilkinson. Nick the jersey must have, or maybe it was his elbow pad or something. So Braxton Wilkinson, who has pitched a whale of a game, had a big 2-run triple back in the first. He bats here. Dare I say, he could be the walk-off run. When you get to that point, when you're 7 runs, you got 2 on and he's at the plate, that would be run number 10. And when you're this close to it, you start thinking that way. Shorten the game. Get your guys out of the sun. And Georgia, if they could do that, would get through this game with only 1 pitcher used. And 40 pitches at that. So a lot riding on it right here. Wilkinson takes a strike, 3. So he goes down on 3 pitches. Big strikeout there for Koss. 1 down in the inning. Braxton Wilkinson goes down looking on that play. And Colvin steps to the plate. Donovan Colvin. Colvin has yet to be retired in this game. Been on base twice. He's in there for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Donovan Colvin. 2 aboard for Georgia, 1 down in the inning. Bottom of the 4th and a 7-0 lead for the young men from Midland, Georgia. Columbus, Georgia, you start talking about some baseball lineage. Frank Thomas, Tim Hudson, Edwin Jackson, all major leaguers of great renown Hall of Fame caliber in the case of Frank Thomas. 2 down now as Koss is able to get back-to-back strikeouts. Wilkinson now Colvin. And we'll have a pinch hitter here. This is Aiden Bowman. Been waiting for Aiden to get in the game, so I could tell you all that his nickname is Honey Bun. That's ball 1 to Honey Bun. Although Will Thompson calls him Grandpa, because when they won the state championship, they were all riding in the van back towards home Columbus, and the players are whooping it up and actually in the bus and making a lot of noise, as you might expect, celebrating that championship. And Aiden had already gone to sleep in the front row, worn out by the day. So they call him Grandpa. At least Will Thompson does. 4'9", 110, 12 years old, St. Anne Pacelli Catholic. Packs a lot of punch. Ball bounces away, and everybody's going to move up 60 feet. So Clark now at third and Galarza at second. Bowman says if he won the lottery, he would buy his dream car, a Dodge Challenger. 3-1 pitch, ball 4, bases loaded. So now the walk-off run is at first. Big. Otis Stevens going to grab the bat here. So bases loaded. We might have a pitching change perhaps. Waiting to see if they're making a pitching change here or they were just having a little bit of a strategy session. No, looks like Koss is going to stay in and pitch. So the walk-off run represented at first base here. And Stevens stepping to the plate. Otis already has a 2-run single in this game. Back in the third. That's strike 1 to Otis Stevens. His favorite teams, the Alabama Crimson Tide and Toronto Blue Jays. Ball is hit to right field, going to get down and fall. 1 run in, here comes another. Headed to third base and reaching is Bowman. It is 9-0. And now the game-ending run is just 60 feet away. 4 RBI for Otis Stevens today. And Harrison Cerna steps to the plate. 9-0 Georgia leading here in the bottom of the 4th. And Cerna comes to the plate with a chance to end it. Strike 1 to Cerna. Struck out swinging his first time up. .9-0 lead for Georgia. Bowman down at third base represents the winning run, the ending run, I should say. Tapper on the infield. Bowman races home, throw to first. They get the out, and the inning comes to a close. So South Carolina stays in it to get another at bat. We'll head to the 5th. 9-0. Georgia on top. North Carolina and Florida already in the winners bracket at 1-0. Georgia well on their way with a 9-0 lead on South Carolina. Virginia and West Virginia in the losers bracket. Tennessee and Alabama, our final game coming up at 7 o'clock Eastern time. What a job by Braxton Wilkinson here today. First pitch to start this fifth inning is going to be a base hit. Grayson Lanich starts the fifth with a base hit. So South Carolina, after surviving a bid by Georgia to run rule the game in the bottom of the fourth, gets the fifth started with a single.
Next batter for South Carolina.
But what an economical performance by Braxton Wilkinson. Look at that, 41 pitches here in the top of the fifth. Also has a 2-run triple in this game. Braxton, parents Brian and Jessica, younger brother Bryson. Says his favorite singer and song, anything my mom sings. Good answer, son, good answer. Koss goes down swinging. One down in the inning. 6 strikeouts now for Braxton Wilkinson. We'll have a pinch hitter here. This will be Graham Suttles. First pitch to Suttles, backed him off the plate. It's 1-0. Suttles plays or goes to Riverside Middle, 5 foot 100 pounds, 12 years old. His favorite players, Jacob deGrom and the recently traded Trey Turner. Swing and a miss, 1-2. One down in the inning. Lanich down at first base. That's a ball 2 right there. Hit on the ground to the second baseman. Veloz goes to second, gets the out there. Not enough time for Carino to try to turn 2. So now 2 down the inning as they cut down the lead runner. And now the original starting catcher, Drew Verano, back in the game and batting here in the 9 spot. So here's kind of the challenge that I've been talking about. So Verano started the game at catcher, batting in the 9 spot. So when they sub him out, when he comes back in, because he still hasn't gotten that at-bat yet, when he comes back in, it's got to be in that 9 spot. Here's your pitch eligibility. You see 66 plus, you're going to have to wait 4 days to pitch again. So in essence, if you go 66 plus today, you can't pitch again until Championship Wednesday. Quick out right there, inning over. We head to the bottom of the 5th, 9-0 Georgia. 50, yeah. Because then he only has to rest 2. Yeah. We move now to the bottom of the 5th inning. Georgia leading South Carolina 9-0 in this first-round matchup. Our 4th and final first-round game of the day coming up at 7 o'clock Eastern as Nolensville, Tennessee takes on Sylacauga, Alabama. That will be at 7 o'clock Eastern. Greenville, North Carolina, Palm City, Florida. Already advancing today into the winner's bracket with victories. Carino at the plate, takes ball 1.
Number 1, Cam Carino.
There's a strike to Carino. And it's 2-0. Very interesting decision faced with for Will Thompson if they don't finish off this game by scoring another run here in the 5th, because their pitcher Braxton Wilkinson has at 50 pitches. So at 50 pitches, he'd only need 2 days rest, but if he throws one more pitch and goes into that next category of 51, he would need 3 days rest. So a very important decision. They're obviously hoping that they can get that 10th run here in this inning and finish it off and not have to be faced with that decision. Oh, the official stats are now saying he has 51, so if that's that's for Wilkinson, 51. So if that's the case, then the decision's already made. He's already at 3 days rest. Popped up, center field. Harris back out there, races in and makes the grab, and there's one down. That's why those numbers, keeping track of those numbers is so vitally important to your managing and strategy of the game. So Veloz looks like we're going to have a pitching change right here for South Carolina, and we'll step aside as they do that.
Now re-entering the game, number 23, Cole Montgomery, number 9, Randy Tuttle. He is on down pitching. Number 24, Holden Toss.
Suttles is pitching, okay. Is that 9? Yeah, okay. Graham Suttles will be the new pitcher here for South Carolina. The left-hander coming in out of the bullpen out of Riverside Middle School. We've seen him bat already in this game in the previous half inning. Now he's going to get an opportunity to pitch here. And remember, so where he batted is where he has to be in the batting order, which is kind of obvious when you say it, but goes to the bigger picture is you've got to keep the substitutions married to that, to that position. So he's batting in the 7th spot, so the 8th spot, batting in the 8th spot. So you have to keep the substitutions straight so that no one ever bats out of order, which would be a major violation. Ball up the middle, going to trickle right on through, almost as if that ball had eyes, avoiding the gloves, and that's a base hit by Veloz, and that's his 2nd time on base in this game. So there's your game-ending run at first base right now with 1 out. What? Look at this thing. It just missed all the gloves, found a way to get through.
Number 3, first baseman, Preston Clark.
Hudson Clark steps up there. He's been on base all 3 times today. He's 2 for 2 officially. A couple of singles and a walk. The pitch missed high. 1-0 to Hudson Clark. He's an actual history buff. He says he likes to read anything that has to do with World War II. Slaps that one to right field, base hit. Veloz will stop at second. Ball gets by. Going to go to third base. This might score him. They're going to hold him there. And runners at second and third, and the game-ending run rule run is down at third base with 1 out. So a single and an error allows Veloz to reach third base, and Clark goes to second. And now Galarza steps up there. And Galarza has been on base 3 times today. Couple of singles, driven in a run, scored a run, hit by a pitch, and now he bats here. The infield's going to come in on the grass to try to cut down on the run, and the outfielders are playing shallow. So if this was a major league game, they'd say the outfielders were playing at Little League depth. So since it's a Little League game, they're playing at T-ball depth. They're playing close. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Missed high. 1-1 to Galarza. Game-ending run down at third base. That's Veloz. Clark down at second. That run doesn't really matter at this point as Georgia leads 9-0 here in the 5th inning. One pitch. Fouled back. 1-2 to Galarza. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Missed high. 2-2. I don't know. They have something out in left field that's causing a huge reflection. Out up on the, out there on the hill. I'm surprised that someone hasn't told them to take that down a little bit. That's almost blinding as you look out there. It's obviously not in the batter's vision. 2-2 pitch. Missed high. 3-2. You see that reflection out there? That would certainly be some kind of a safety hazard, you would think, if a player had to look out there and see the ball. I know it's kind of out of your vision, but still very distracting. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Hit foul down that third base line. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Little blooper over on the first base side, but that is foul. Mark Fredrickson, our official stats man, was able to get some eyes on that thing and says it's a tan thing. It's a thing you'd fry your body on that thing, it looks like. It looked like you'd fry your body on that thing. Get more than a tan. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Hit into right field, base hit. Georgia wins 10-0. Georgia walks it off, 10-0. Base hit to right field by Galarza, and Georgia advances in the winner's bracket. Tough loss for South Carolina. They'll have to try to bounce back tomorrow. They'll play at 1 o'clock against the loser of our next game, which is Tennessee and Alabama, coming up at 7 o'clock Eastern. Georgia wins it big, 10-0 the final. And now for our entire ESPN team, I'm Matt Stewart. Thanks for watching the Little League World Series Southeast Regional. This has been a presentation of ESPN.